Hi, I'm Jill Ferris. This is Cooking for Bachelors. We're going to have a real lot of fun today. These are some excellent dishes. Now the thing is, they are going to take a while to cook in the oven. However, you'll be surprised how short the prep is to get them ready. We're going to start with a rack of lamb here. I know everybody's going, oh, rack of lamb, I can never make that. You want to see this? You want to impress your friends, your family, or your date? Okay, this is a French cut rack of lamb, meaning that they've trimmed the whole thing, all right? They've taken out all the little meat that isn't edible and trimmed the fat off of it. The first thing we're going to do is sear it to seal in the juices and the flavor. So I've got some hot oil over here. We're going to sear the meat here. Oh, you can hear it sizzling. And this is going to lock in the flavors. It's going to cook off a little of the extra fat. And it's going to make it nice. Look at that. Nice and brown. There's just a little bit of olive oil in here. And we're just going to brown this in preparation for the roasting. Oh, look at that. Nice, sizzling, popping, yummy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rub some mustard on it. And that's going to hold in the flavors as well, and it's going to hold on our breadcrumbs. So just take a spoon and rub it around, and this is just Dijon mustard out of a jar. Okay, so far so good, right? It's easy, right? Okay, now this is our herbed breadcrumbs, and if you want to see how to make these, just reference that video. We have herb breadcrumbs video. You're just going to dip it in all over, and these are fresh herbs in breadcrumbs. They already have salt and pepper in them, so we're not going to add any additional seasoning. We're going to just hold it here for a second. Now what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the sides, all right? We're going to take, these are little cipollini onions. Look how cute they are. This is what they look like before they're peeled, and this is what they look like peeled. These are very sweet. And we're going to use them whole. Oh, maybe we'll half them. Yeah, we'll half them. We're going to half them, and these are going to sit on the bottom, and it's going to caramelize with a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of butter, and a little bit of brown sugar, while the lamb is cooking on top of it. And all of those lamb juices are going to co-mingle. Yeah. Let's talk about commingling here. They're going to commingle with these wonderful flavors of the onions and the butter. Okay, we're going to add a little olive oil, just a sprinkle, and a little butter. Just a little, just for flavor. You know, you don't need to use a lot of butter when you're cooking. Just a little bit adds that buttery flavor. And we're going to sprinkle just a little bit of brown sugar to help caramelize those onions. Now we're going to just lay our rack on top. That was easy. It's going in the oven. This will cook for about 15-20 minutes. It's very, very small. Preferred medium rare. If you like it more well done, maybe you want to go on this 20 to 25 minutes. Just be careful. Okay. 350 degrees is really a staple for the oven. Some recipes call for higher, some a little lower. Just stick 350. That's just going to be easy for you. You cook a little longer. It's nice to cook roast slower. What we're going to do here is we have a filet roast. All right, this is a whole filet mignon. All right, it's not a whole one, it's actually half a one. And this is what they slice and they cut filet mignon from. We're going to make it whole, and it's very nice that way. It's great for a big crowd. You can actually take a large one, cook it in the oven for about 25 minutes, and slice it up and serve it for a party. It's wonderful to serve either as a main course or with garlic bread or something for sandwiches. You cut it a little thinner. What you need to do is, if you want to buy it inexpensively, I got this, believe it or not, for less than $5 a pound, and it's a very quality piece of meat. You buy the whole roast and you can cut it up. It's called beef tenderloin in the market. and you just cut away the fat and all the grizzle. Sometimes the butchers will do that, but they tend to overcut so that you're left with a lot less meat. And there's no reason, you know, let's go function over beauty, and let's leave a little bit more meat on. If you were serving it in a restaurant, you would tend to trim it nicer. You might even tie it up, but we're not a restaurant. We're our house, and we're entertaining our friends. So as you can see, you're just gonna cut away everything that looks icky, and it's very intuitive. Remember, keep your knives sharpened. That's one of the most important things about doing this task. And then your knife is just gonna feel its way around this meat, and it's gonna cut away parts, and if you're not sure, leave it out. When in doubt, leave it out, which means cut it off. You're never gonna suffer, and you're gonna certainly take off a lot less than the butcher will. Okay. Now, every time you're cooking fish, meat, anything, you want to clean it, but you don't want to immerse it in water. You just want to wipe it down, because there's always stuff left over from the blade, from the butchering, and you just want to clean it off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a garlic clove, and we're going to cut them in long strips, and we're going to put them inside, like we do with the marinating. We put them inside the meat, and this is going to flavor like from the inside. Look at that, it's totally gone. How do you like that? Now that means it's just sucking up that garlic flavor. This is fun. This is fun to do. Yeah, it's very tactile, you know? Just stick your fingers in there. Yeah, I know you want to do that. Okay. Now, where was that hole? I know you've said that before. All right, now we're going to take this, we're going to put it on a tray. You can cook this on a tray, on a roasting pan, whatever. Notice that everything's lined with foil. It's not because I have ugly pans. It's because it's easy for you. Because when you finish cooking, you throw away the foil. I'm sorry for the environment. You just throw away the foil. But when cooking is easy for you, you're going to do it more often. That's the truth. Now, here's what we're going to do with this. We're going to sprinkle a little salt and pepper on it. In fact, we're not going to sprinkle. We're going to rub it in. You like that? You like that? I know. It's so much fun cooking. You never even thought about it before, did you? How tactile and wonderful and nice it is to touch everything. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay some bacon. I mean, let's go for it. All you have to do is lay it on top. This bacon is going to have this nice smoky flavor. The fat, by the way, this is organic bacon. Yes, it is. That's right. These are clean pigs this is coming from. And we're just going to lay it on and flavorful, okay? This is going to cook about 20 minutes for medium rare. Now, it only took us a few minutes to prepare it. Now, you can go take a shower and get ready for your guests, right? Okay, in the oven. The next oven roast dish I'm cooking is what everyone calls Mama's chicken. Yes, indeed. Okay. This is kosher chicken legs. Now, the reason why, I'm going to just cut off the fat a little bit as I'm talking to you. There's a little bit of excess fat and skin on here. So we're just going to trim this up, but you want to leave the skin because that's going to be the delicious part. This is kosher chicken legs. And the reason why I use kosher chicken legs, it's very important. Kosher meat is salted and soaked for a while. So all of the impurities kind of come out, and the meat becomes tenderized from the salt and also becomes sweeter from the salt. It's almost like a marinade. Smoking, marinating, salting, all changes the chemical composition of food. And it's very important for this dish, for the flavor, because I know that I've had people take this recipe and try it, and they just don't come out with the same thing. So all I'm doing is I'm cutting off this excess fat, which we do not need, but like, once again, leave as much skin on because that's going to be crispy and delicious. Now, this is also a little bit non-traditional the way I'm cooking it. Why? Because I'm cooking something that probably should go in the oven for an hour, but I cook it for 2 hours. And it's a slow cook, and it's going to get nice and crispy, and the meat's going to remain juicy. These are chicken legs, and I like the legs. I just want to show you something here, because chickens have little sensitive spots in their joints, and you can just rip it apart when you get to those. Okay. I'm going to use this small pan. Place the chicken legs in. Whoa, it's small and my legs are big. Well, now it's a puzzle. Now it's a puzzle. Okay, how we get them in there. All right, that fits. That's it. And we put 3 ingredients in. Salt, pepper. I swear to God, this is it, really. This is it. Salt, pepper, paprika. And you make these wonderful, beautiful chicken legs. Sweet paprika. Again, this took no time, right? Now you can go, walk your dog, take a shower, call your girlfriend, call your boyfriend. 2 hours in the oven. We're going to taste it later. It's going to be great. Mama's chicken. We're going to continue with our oven roast with root vegetables. Now again, we're talking about really cooking for 1 or 2 people, but if you're going to do this, use a few vegetables because you will love to have them. They're great on anything, on salads. Basically what I have is carrots, parsnip, and beets. Lovely colors, right? You can add zucchini, you can add onions, you can add, and I'm just sprinkling it with some olive oil, and I'm going to turn everything around so that there's olive oil on both sides. And you're going to place this in the oven also for about a half hour because everything's fairly small. Look at these tiny carrots. And you want to just sprinkle it with a little salt. That is it. That was easy. We have a lot in the oven. So I just want to tell you that when you have a lot in the oven, you might want to extend your cooking times just a little bit longer, like 4 or 5 minutes, because there's a lot that's absorbing the heat in the oven. So you're just going to be a little bit kinder on your temperatures. Now we already have cut up here potatoes and onions. Okay, that's easy to do, and you can go refer to that video. Just to cut up a potato and leave the skins on because they're delicious. Just wash them well and leave the skins on. We're going to prepare this for roasting also. Add olive oil. Be generous. Food loves olive oil. Olive oil is such a great food, you know. It's the good oil. You should have olive oil every day. It will help clear your system. It's great for your skin and hair, whether you actually put it on your skin, which you can, or ingest it. That means eat it. Okay, we're going to have some fresh pepper, always fresh ground pepper. This is pre-ground today, and sea salt, and a little sweet paprika. And if you want the seasoning to go through, just mush it around a little with your fingers. This you'll want to cook about an hour. So you could see all of our prep has taken a very short time. You just have to put it in the oven. We got it going on in there. While we're waiting for everything, we're going to make a salad. Yes, indeed, there's always something coming up next. Okay, we're going to make a salad with arugula, strawberries, and tomato. Let's grab our bowl. We're going to slice the strawberries. I bet you never thought about putting strawberries in a salad. The flavors blend so well with tomatoes. Just going to slice it up. And remember what I say about slicing. You want the pieces to be as similar in size to each other as possible. And when you eat the food, you're going to get all the flavors on one spoon or one fork together, and they're all going to blend nicely. Okay, I think that's good. And now we're going to cut up the tomato and try to replicate the size. And you can cut these any way you want. Make sure you have a good knife. I use a serrated knife for tomatoes. It's very easy. It makes it easier, okay? You know, you can get yourself a really sharp knife, you know, like they do on television, but use a serrated knife for tomatoes. It's really one of the hardest things to cut because the skin is so soft that it doesn't resist the knife. Now we're going to put arugula in. And we're going to make our dressing. Put that back. We're going to make a balsamic vinaigrette with olive oil, a little fig balsamic dressing. This is really delicious. And a little fresh mustard. About that. And you just beat that with a fork until it all blends. The mustard has a tangy flavor, and it will also help blend oil and vinegar together. It's a nice dark color, that fig, clicky, clicky, clicky. Okay. The fig has a really deep, sweet flavor, and it's going to complement the strawberries very nicely. Okay. Again, a little sea salt, little fresh ground pepper, and toss. Now our salad is ready, and this is going to complement all of our roast foods very nicely. That sweet, bright flavor of the strawberries and the tomatoes is going to complement the deep roasted flavors of our meats. There you go. At the end of 2 hours, we have Mama's chicken, just roasted with salt, pepper, and paprika. We have rack of lamb cut into lamb chops. When you cut this up, all you have to do is cut between the bones and it will easily slice. This was cooking for 20 minutes. And we have a whole filet roast with bacon, with garlic, and the dressing that I've made is mustard and horseradish. Just mix it together in the combination you like. It's wonderful on meat. We have potatoes and onions that have been roasted in olive oil with seasoning, root vegetables, which, by the way, you don't have to eat now. These are great in salads, or if you want to marinate them with a little dressing, also lovely. And our wonderful strawberry, tomato, arugula salad, where the sweet and the savory blend together and complements all of the dishes here. So if there's anything you want to know about these dishes or anything else, please write to me on my site.